I thought I knew my family. I thought blood meant loyalty, protection, love. I was wrong. The moment my sister laughed at my daughter's hearing aid across that dinner table, everything I believed shattered like glass hitting concrete. And when my dad, my own father, looked me dead in the eye and said, "It's just a joke, Emma. Lighten up," something inside me died. I stayed quiet. I froze. But my husband didn't. He stood up without a single word. Walked to the door. Opened it. And pointed outside. They laughed at first. Thought he was kidding. He wasn't. When they discovered what happened the next morning, their world came crashing down in ways they never saw coming. And I let it happen. If you're enjoying this so far, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let me take you back to where it all began. 3 months earlier. My daughter Lily turned 7 that spring. She had these huge brown eyes that sparkled when she smiled, dark curls that bounced when she ran, and a laugh that could light up the darkest room. She was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Except the world didn't see her that way. When she was 5, we noticed she wasn't responding to sounds the way other kids did. At first, I thought she was just selective with her listening, you know how kids can be. But then her kindergarten teacher pulled me aside one afternoon. "Emma, I think Lily might have a hearing issue." Those words felt like a punch to the stomach. Tests confirmed it. Moderate to severe hearing loss in both ears. Genetic. Progressive. The audiologist fitted her with hearing aids, small, flesh-colored devices that tucked behind her ears. They cost us nearly $5,000 even with insurance. We didn't care. We would have paid 10 times that. Lily cried the first time she wore them. Not because they hurt. Because kids at school stared. Pointed. Whispered. One boy called her robot ears. Another girl asked if she was broken. I held her that night while she sobbed into my chest, asking me why she couldn't be normal like everyone else. "You are normal, baby," I whispered, kissing her forehead. "You're just extra special. These little helpers let you hear mommy's voice and daddy's jokes and all the music you love. That makes you a superhero." She looked up at me with those wet, shining eyes. "Really? Really?" Eventually, she adjusted. She wore her hearing aids proudly. She even picked out colorful stickers to decorate them. Purple butterflies. Rainbow stars. Little unicorns. She was brave. Braver than I ever was. My family knew about Lily's hearing aids, of course. But they lived 2 hours away. We didn't see them often. Maybe once every few months. Holidays. Special occasions. My sister Claire was 3 years younger than me. Growing up, we were close. Best friends, even. But somewhere along the way, things changed. She became competitive. Critical. Mean. She married a guy named Derek who made decent money in finance. They had no kids. Claire spent her days doing hot yoga, posting Instagram selfies, and shopping for designer handbags. She loved to compare our lives. Her perfect body versus my post-pregnancy weight. Her expensive wardrobe versus my Target clearance finds. Her child-free freedom versus my exhausting mom schedule. Every family gathering turned into a subtle competition I never signed up for. My dad was old school. Tough love. Never apologized. Never admitted when he was wrong. He believed in toughening people up and thought everyone was too sensitive these days. My mom was quieter. She kept the peace. Stayed neutral. Never picked sides. Looking back, that was part of the problem. Silence is complicity. Anyway. The dinner. It was supposed to be a celebration. My parents' 35th wedding anniversary. They wanted a family dinner at their house. Nothing fancy. Just the six of us, me, my husband Jake, Lily, Claire, Derek, and my parents. I almost said no. Something in my gut told me to stay home. But Jake convinced me. They're your family, Em. It's one night. We can handle one night. I wish I'd listened to my instincts. We arrived at 6. The house smelled like roasted chicken and garlic bread. Mom had set the dining table with her good china. Candles flickered in the center. It looked warm. Inviting. Lily wore her favorite purple dress. Her hearing aids had matching purple butterfly stickers that day. She was so proud. Grandma, look, she said, pointing to her ears. They match my dress. My mom smiled softly. They're beautiful, sweetheart. But I saw Claire's face across the room. The way her lip curled slightly. The way her eyes narrowed. I should have left right then. We sat down to eat. Small talk flowed. Dad talked about golf. Mom asked about Jake's work. Derek bragged about some investment he made. Then Claire turned her attention to Lily. So, Lily, she said, voice dripping with fake sweetness. How's school going with those things in your ears? Lily didn't catch the tone. She smiled brightly. Good. I can hear my teacher really well now. Claire laughed. Not a kind laugh. A mocking one. I bet you can. You look like one of those old ladies with giant hearing aids. Or like a cyborg. Do you pick up radio signals too? The table went silent. Lily's smile faded. Her little face crumpled in confusion. Claire, I said quietly, my voice tight. Don't. She waved me off. Oh, come on, Emma. I'm just teasing. She knows I'm kidding. Right, Lily? Lily looked down at her plate. Her hands twisted in her lap. My chest tightened. My pulse pounded in my ears. Jake put his hand on my knee under the table. A warning. Stay calm. But Claire wasn't done. I mean, honestly, she continued, laughing as she sipped her wine. If I had to wear those ugly things on my head, I'd probably just stay home. But hey, at least you're brave, kiddo. Derek chuckled. Actually chuckled. I felt my face burn. My hands clenched into fists. Claire, that's enough, I said, louder this time. She rolled her eyes. God, Emma, you're so sensitive. I'm just joking around. It's not funny. It's a little funny. No. It's not. My dad cleared his throat. Emma, don't make a scene. Your sister's just playing around. Lily's fine. Aren't you, Lily? Lily didn't answer. Tears pooled in her eyes. See? Claire said, smirking. She's fine. She's not fine. I snapped. You just made fun of a 7-year-old child for something she can't control. Oh, please. Claire waved her hand dismissively. Kids need to learn to take a joke. The world isn't going to coddle her forever. Better she toughens up now. She's 7. Exactly. 7. Not a baby. My dad's voice boomed across the table. Emma, enough. It's just a joke. Lighten up. I stared at him. My own father. The man who was supposed to protect his granddaughter. You think this is okay? I whispered. I think you're overreacting. She humiliated Lily. She made a harmless comment. You're blowing it out of proportion. I looked around the table. Claire smirked. Derek looked bored. Mom stared at her plate, silent. No one defended my daughter. No one stood up for her. Except Jake. He pushed his chair back slowly. The legs scraped against the hardwood floor. The sound echoed in the silent room. Everyone looked at him. He stood. Didn't say a word. Walked calmly to the front door. Opened it. Stood beside it. And pointed outside. Claire laughed nervously. What are you doing? Jake didn't answer. Just pointed. Is this a joke? Derek asked. Jake's jaw was tight. His eyes were cold. Get out. Excuse me? Claire's voice went shrill. Get out. You can't kick us out of their house. Derek stood up, puffing his chest like an idiot. Jake didn't move. Watch me. My dad stood too. Now hold on a damn minute, you two, Jake said flatly. All of you. Out. The room exploded. Claire shrieked. You can't be serious. Derek shouted something about disrespect. My dad's face turned red. This is my house. You don't tell me, then I'll take my wife and daughter and leave, Jake interrupted, his voice deadly calm. But if we walk out that door, you'll never see us again. Never see Lily again. Your choice. Silence dropped like a bomb. My mom finally spoke, her voice shaky. Jake, please, no. He looked at me. His eyes softened just slightly. Emma. Lily. We're leaving. I stood on shaking legs. Lily was already crying silently, tears streaming down her little face. I took her hand. Come on, baby. Claire's voice turned vicious. You're seriously choosing him over your own family? I stopped. Turned. Looked her dead in the eye. You stopped being my family the second you made my daughter cry. We walked out. Jake slammed the door behind us. The sound echoed through the quiet neighborhood. I buckled Lily into her car seat. She was sobbing now. Full, gut-wrenching sobs that broke my heart into a million pieces. I'm sorry, Mommy, she hiccuped. I'm sorry I'm not normal. I climbed into the back seat with her. Held her tight. Let her cry into my shoulder. You are perfect, I whispered fiercely. You are so, so perfect. And anyone who can't see that doesn't deserve to be in your life. Jake drove us home in silence. When we got there, he carried Lily inside. Tucked her into bed. Read her 3 stories until she finally fell asleep. Then he came downstairs. I was sitting on the couch, staring at nothing, numb. He sat beside me. Took my hand. I'm sorry, I whispered. I should have said something. I should have defended her. I just froze. Emma. He squeezed my hand. You were in shock. It's okay. It's not okay. I let them hurt her. And I made sure they knew it was unacceptable. We protected her. That's what matters. I looked at him. This man. This incredible man who loved my daughter as fiercely as I did. Thank you, I whispered. He pulled me close. Always. I didn't sleep that night. I kept replaying the dinner in my head. Claire's cruel laugh. My dad's dismissive words. My mom's silence. The way Lily's face crumpled. Around 3 a.m, my phone buzzed. A text from Claire. You're overreacting. It was just a joke. Stop being so dramatic. I stared at the message. No apology. No acknowledgement of what she'd done. Just more dismissiveness. I blocked her number. Then I blocked my dad's. My mom texted the next morning. Emma, please. Can we talk? Let's not let this tear the family apart. I almost laughed. Tear the family apart? They'd already done that. I didn't respond. A week passed. Then too. Lily started having nightmares. She'd wake up crying, saying she didn't want to wear her hearing aids anymore because they made her ugly. It took everything in me not to drive back to that house and scream at them for what they'd done to my baby. Jake held me together. He took Lily to therapy. We talked to her teachers. We surrounded her with love and support. Slowly, she started healing. But I wasn't healing. I was angry. No. I was furious. They thought they could mock my daughter and face no consequences. They thought a simple sorry would fix it, except they hadn't even said sorry. They thought I'd just forgive and forget because that's what I always did. Stay quiet. Keep the peace. Don't rock the boat. Not this time. 3 weeks after the dinner, I got a call from my mom. Emma, please. Your father wants to apologize. Does he? I said coldly. Or do you want him to apologize because you're tired of the drama? Silence. That's what I thought, I said. Tell him when he's ready to genuinely apologize to Lily, not to me, to Lily, he can call. Otherwise, I have nothing to say. I hung up. An hour later, my dad called. I almost didn't answer. But something made me pick up. Emma. His voice was gruff. Uncomfortable. Your mother says you want an apology. I want you to apologize to Lily. I didn't do anything to Lily. My blood boiled. You defended the person who mocked her. You told me to lighten up when my daughter was sitting there crying. You chose Claire's cruelty over Lily's feelings. I didn't see it that way. Of course you didn't. He sighed. Heavy. Annoyed. Look, Emma. I'm sorry if Lily got her feelings hurt. But she needs to learn, stop. My voice shook. Don't you dare finish that sentence. She needs to learn the world is harsh. People will say mean things. She can't fall apart every time, she's 7 years old. I screamed into the phone. She's a 7-year-old little girl who already faces bullying at school, who already feels different, who already struggles with confidence. And her own family, the people who are supposed to love and protect her, mocked her for something she can't change. How dare you tell her to toughen up? How dare you? Silence on the other end. You know what, Dad? Don't bother apologizing. We're done. Emma, I hung up. My hands were shaking. My whole body was shaking. Jake appeared in the doorway. You okay? No. Tears streamed down my face. But I will be. He held me while I cried. That night, I made a decision. I wasn't just going to cut them out of our lives. I was going to make sure they understood exactly what they'd lost. I started documenting everything. Screenshots of their non-apology texts. Notes about Lily's nightmares. Therapy bills. Everything. Then I wrote a letter. Not to them. To every single extended family member. Aunts. Uncles. Cousins. Grandparents on Jake's side. Friends who knew my family. I told them everything. The whole story. What Claire said. What my dad said. How Lily cried herself to sleep. How they refused to genuinely apologize. I didn't exaggerate. Didn't embellish. Just laid out the facts. Then I hit send. Within 24 hours, my phone exploded. Messages of support. Outrage. Disgust. My Aunt Karen called, furious. I can't believe Claire would say something so cruel. And your father defended her? Emma, I'm so sorry. My cousin Mike texted, your dad's always been a stubborn ass, but this crosses a line. We're with you. Even people on Jake's side reached out. His mom sent flowers to Lily with a note that said, "You are beautiful exactly as you are." But the best part? Word spread fast in my parents' social circle. See, my dad was a deacon at their church. Respected. Well-liked. Seen as a family man. Not anymore. People started asking questions. Church friends. Neighbors. Golf buddies. Is it true you let your daughter mock your granddaughter's disability? Did you really kick your own daughter out for defending her child? My mom called me, panicked. Emma, people are talking. Your father's reputation is being destroyed. Please, you have to do something. I didn't destroy his reputation, I said calmly. He did that himself. But people are saying terrible things, are they lies? Silence. Exactly, I said. If he doesn't want people to think he's a terrible grandfather, maybe he shouldn't act like one. I hung up. Claire tried to do damage control. Posted some vague Instagram story about family drama and misunderstandings. I commented publicly. Mocking a child's hearing aid isn't a misunderstanding. It's cruelty. Do better. Her friends saw it. Her coworkers saw it. Her perfect online persona cracked. She deleted the post within an hour. But the damage was done. Screenshots circulated. People talked. Her comments section on older posts filled with criticism. She blocked me. Then unblocked me to send a furious message. You're ruining my life over a stupid joke. You're insane. I replied with one sentence. You ruined my daughter's sense of self-worth. We're even. Then I blocked her for good. A month passed. My parents didn't call. Claire went silent. Good. Lily started smiling again. Wearing her hearing aids proudly. Making jokes about her magic ears that let her hear things other people couldn't. She was healing. We were healing. Then, one afternoon, my mom showed up at our door. Unannounced. I opened the door and just stared at her. She looked older. Tired. Her eyes were red like she'd been crying. Emma, she said quietly. Please. Can we talk? I didn't invite her in. What do you want, Mom? I want to apologize. To me? To you. To Lily. To Jake. To everyone. I crossed my arms. Why now? She looked down. Because I've been thinking. A lot. About what happened. About what I didn't do. You mean how you stayed silent while your granddaughter was humiliated? She flinched. Yes. Why didn't you say anything? Her voice broke. Because I'm a coward. I've always been a coward. I've spent 35 years keeping the peace, avoiding conflict, letting your father have his way. And I watched you do the same thing growing up. I taught you that. And I'm so sorry. Tears rolled down her cheeks. I failed you. I failed Lily. I sat there and said nothing while my granddaughter cried, and I will regret that for the rest of my life. I felt my own eyes burn. Why are you here, Mom? Because I want to make it right. If you'll let me. I studied her face. The genuine pain. The regret. Does Dad know you're here? No. Does he feel the same way? She hesitated. He's working on it. I laughed bitterly. Of course he is. Emma, please. I can't lose you. I can't lose Lily. You're my daughter. She's my granddaughter. I love you both so much. Then you should have acted like it when it mattered. I know. She sobbed openly now. I know. And I don't expect you to forgive me. But I'm begging you. Please let me try to fix this. I stood there for a long moment. Jake appeared behind me. Put his hand on my shoulder. It's your call, Em, he said softly. I looked at my mom. Really looked at her. If you want back in our lives, you have to earn it, I said finally. Starting with a real apology to Lily. Not, I'm sorry you got hurt. A real acknowledgement of what happened and why it was wrong. She nodded frantically. Yes. Anything. And you need to set boundaries with Dad and Claire. You need to make it clear that if they can't respect Lily, they're not welcome around her. I will. And if Dad wants a relationship with us, he needs to apologize directly to Lily. A genuine, heartfelt apology. Not a half-assed, sorry if you were offended. I'll talk to him. No. I shook my head. I don't want you to talk to him. He's a grown man. He can figure it out himself. If he wants us in his life, he knows what he needs to do. She nodded, wiping her eyes. Can I see her? She asked quietly. Can I see Lily? I glanced at Jake. He nodded slightly. Wait here, I said. I went inside. Found Lily playing with her dolls in the living room. Baby, Grandma's here. She wants to talk to you. You don't have to if you don't want to. Lily looked up. Is she going to be mean? No, sweetheart. She wants to apologize. Lily thought about it. Then nodded. Okay. She took my hand. We walked to the door together. My mom knelt down when she saw Lily. Got on her level. Lily, she said, her voice thick with emotion. I owe you an apology. A big one. Lily looked at her with those big brown eyes. At dinner, when Aunt Claire said mean things about your hearing aids, I should have stopped her right away. I should have told her it was wrong. I should have protected you. But I didn't. I stayed quiet. And that was wrong. I'm so sorry. Lily was quiet for a moment. Why didn't you say anything? She asked. My mom's face crumpled. Because I was scared. I didn't want to make people upset. But that's not an excuse. You deserved better. You deserve to be protected and loved and celebrated exactly as you are. Do you think my hearing aids are ugly? No, baby. I think they're wonderful. They help you hear the world. They're part of what makes you special. Lily considered this. Then, in that innocent way only kids can, she said, do you promise not to let people be mean to me again? I promise. With all my heart. Lily nodded. Okay. I forgive you, Grandma. My mom burst into tears and hugged her. I let them have that moment. But in my heart, I knew things would never be the same. Trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild. 2 weeks later, my dad called. Emma. I'd like to come over and talk to Lily. Are you ready to apologize? Yes. A real apology? A long pause. Yes. Fine. Saturday at 2. Don't be late. He showed up at exactly 2 o'clock. Jake answered the door. They stared at each other for a moment. You humiliated me, my dad said stiffly. You hurt my daughter, Jake replied evenly. If I had to do it again, I wouldn't change a thing. My dad's jaw tightened. But he nodded. Jake let him in. Lily was sitting on the couch, coloring. She looked up when my dad entered. Hi, Grandpa. He sat down across from her. Cleared his throat. Lily, I need to talk to you. She put down her crayon. I was wrong, he said. The words came out rough, like they physically hurt him to say. At dinner. When Aunt Claire said mean things about your hearing aids, I should have stopped her. I should have defended you. Instead, I told your mom to lighten up. That was wrong. You didn't deserve that. Lily watched him carefully. I'm sorry, he continued. I'm sorry I didn't protect you. I'm sorry I made you feel like your feelings didn't matter. They do matter. You matter. Silence. Then Lily said, do you really mean it? Yes. Because mommy says sorry doesn't mean anything if you don't change. My dad's eyes flicked to me. Then back to Lily. You're right. Sorry isn't enough. I need to do better. And I will. Lily thought about it. Then nodded. Okay. Can I hug you? She nodded again. He hugged her. And I saw something I'd never seen before. My dad cried. Not a lot. Just a few tears. But it was real. When he pulled back, he looked at me. Emma. I'm sorry to you too. I failed as a father and as a grandfather. I let my pride and my stubbornness hurt the people I love. I don't expect you to forgive me right away. But I want to try to make this right. I nodded slowly. We'll see. He stood to leave. Paused at the door. For what it's worth, he said quietly. Your husband was right to kick us out. I would have done the same thing if someone hurt you kids like that. Then he left. Jake looked at me. You okay? I don't know, I admitted. But it's a start. As for Claire? She never apologized. Never reached out. Last I heard, she and Derek were having marital problems. Something about him cheating with a coworker. Karma, I guess. My mom visits once a month now. She's careful. Respectful. She brings Lily little gifts of books, art supplies, nothing extravagant. Just small things that say, I'm thinking of you. My dad comes less often. But when he does, he's gentler. Quieter. He listens more. It's not perfect. It'll never be what it was. But it's something. Lily's doing great now. She's 8 now. Confident. Happy. She started a hearing aid club at school for other kids with hearing devices. She's their president. She doesn't hide anymore. She shines. And that's all I ever wanted. Jake and I are stronger than ever. That night, when he stood up and showed them the door, I fell in love with him all over again. He showed me what real love looks like. It doesn't stay quiet. It doesn't keep the peace at the expense of the people who matter most. It stands up. It protects. It fights. Looking back, I think about that dinner a lot. I think about how I froze. How I stayed silent. And I forgive myself for that. Because I'm not that person anymore. I'm not the woman who lets people hurt her child to avoid conflict. I'm the woman who will burn every bridge necessary to protect her daughter. And I'm not sorry about it. Not even a little bit. The next morning, the morning after Jake kicked them out, my sister and dad discovered something that changed everything. See, what they didn't know was that Jake had been recording the entire dinner on his phone. Every word. Every cruel laugh. Every dismissive comment. He'd placed it on the table, propped up against a napkin holder, recording everything. The next morning, he posted the audio online. Not for revenge. For accountability. He posted it in a private family group chat first with a simple message, this is what you did. This is who you were that night. Listen to yourselves. Then he posted it publicly on social media with Lily's face blurred out and her name changed, but with full context, this is what happens when family mocks a child's disability and no one stops them. This is what cruelty sounds like. Do better. It went viral. Not just in our family circle. Everywhere. Thousands of shares. Hundreds of thousands of views. People were outraged. Comments poured in. How could anyone be so cruel to a child? That poor little girl. The grandfather is just as bad as the sister. The husband is a hero for standing up. News outlets picked it up. Local blogs. Parenting forums. My dad's church got wind of it. They asked him to step down from his position as deacon. Claire's employer saw it. She worked in PR. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. She was let go 2 weeks later for not representing company values. Derek left her a month after that. My parents' friends stopped inviting them to social events. Their world crumbled. And it was all because they thought mocking a 7-year-old girl was funny. My mom called, hysterical. Emma, please. Tell Jake to take it down. Your father is ruined. Claire has no job. Please. Did you ask them to apologize when Lily was crying? I said calmly. That's different, no. It's not. They made their choices. Now they live with the consequences. But, I have to go, Mom. Lily needs me. I hung up. Jake never took the video down. And I never asked him to. Because some things are more important than keeping the peace. Some things are worth fighting for. And my daughter's dignity is at the top of that list. Years from now, when Lily's older, I'll tell her this story. I'll tell her about the night her dad stood up for her when no one else would. I'll tell her about the consequences that followed. And I'll tell her the most important lesson of all, your worth is not determined by how people treat you. It's determined by how you respond when they try to tear you down. She'll understand then what she's still too young to understand now. That love isn't just soft words and warm hugs. Sometimes love is standing up. Sometimes love is walking away. Sometimes love is burning it all down to protect what matters most. And I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Because at the end of the day, I don't need their approval. I don't need their validation. I don't need their presence in our lives if it comes at the cost of my daughter's peace. I need Lily to know she is loved. She is valued. She is enough. Exactly as she is. And anyone who can't see that doesn't deserve a seat at our table. Last month, Lily came home from school with a drawing. It was our family. Me, Jake, and her. We were holding hands. Above our heads, she'd written in purple crayon, "My family is small but mighty." I hung it on the fridge. And every time I look at it, I remember. I remember that night. The silence. The shame. The moment Jake stood up and pointed to the door. And I smile. Because that was the night everything changed. That was the night I learned what real family looks like. It's not about blood. It's about loyalty. Protection. Love without conditions. And we have that now. The three of us. Small but mighty. That's my story. That's what happened the night my sister mocked my daughter's hearing aid, my dad told me to lighten up, and my husband showed them the door. What they discovered the next morning was that their cruelty had consequences. Real ones. Permanent ones. And I have no regrets. None at all. Because in the end, I chose my daughter. And I'd choose her again. Every single time.